Manager Philippines Incorporated is part of a well-established European-based company involved in all areas of logistics since 1880. In the 1990s, the company rapidly developed into a commodity sourcing and supply chain management group to embrace a wide range of services, with the emphasis on long-term agreements with its partners. Today, the Manager Group has a global presence with its own subsidiaries in Latin America, Africa, China, CIS, and Asia, operating in about 65 countries worldwide.
The company analysis of Manager Incorporated.
Manager Incorporated is the source for service.
Not only that, but they are committed to positioning their partners' products in growth markets worldwide by offering an optimum mix of logistics, marketing and financing.
If you're a producer seeking to outsource your export activity, or if you're an end user who understands the benefits of contracting out your supply chain,
Manager is the ideal partner for you, adding value to your product or service with a global, tailor-made solution.
One of our major strengths is our network of people in the field, all over the world. It is precisely this network that enables us to stay in touch with local industries,
To be aware of their needs and to keep up with developments, as well as being able to solve problems on the spot.
Manager builds on this key competency to optimize the sourcing and marketing of products through its extensive network.
our objectives are always long-term objectives. The long-term allows us to plan and invest in a logistics infrastructure in several countries,
while our warehouse network enables us to make full use of logistics synergies.
Have the for an employee who comes in, you are given the 5-day government mandated service incentive leave. After a year in service, he or she gets a 7-day VL vacation leave, 5-day sick leave, not convertible to cash, but the 5-day SIL remains. So at the end of the calendar year, the SIL is converted, can be converted to cash. We have discretionary bonuses as determined by the company. If ever there would be tremendous performance by the company, the employees are given. But again, it's upon the company's discretion. We're currently fixing up the health plans of the employees. So right now there's no existing HMO yet, but this one is already in the works. So it's going to be given by the end of the month, hopefully, for the employees, as well as the accident and life insurance for the employees. So it's not existing, but it's going to be given soon. For our sales group, there's what we call a sales commission bonus. So whenever they sell a particular amount, they're given something as an incentive for them. But then again, since everyone is under SSS, they have what you call the employees compensation, workers compensation, which would give them some sort of help whenever there would be any accidents that will happen in the company. So for none. We have a pretty good safety policy, and employees are abiding by them. Pension plan. The retirement plan is also being developed right now. Like I mentioned, the company's only been here for around 5 years. So, top management really isn't that excited in setting one up yet, since it's a fairly young company. But we are planning for one. I mentioned a while ago that would be given, if for example the employee has been with us for at least a year, the employee would be given 5 days sick leave. So they get sick, they file sick leave on that day, they would be paid. But if an employee files for a sick leave before that first year, that would be considered absence without payment but with official leave. So he wouldn't be paid, but he wouldn't be considered a wall. HR. Uh, HR is considered, well, at least for my own personal opinion, I consider HR to be the conscience of the company and the keeper of the vision and mission of the company. So when I came in, I'm actually fairly new, by the way. I need to state that for the record. I've been here for less than 6 months. I've been here for
Okay.
five months and several days. 5 months and 20 days to be exact. Okay. When I first came in, same as you, I was also looking for the company mission and vision, because without a mission and vision, we wouldn't be able to drive our employees. But like I mentioned, it's being developed right now, and I believe that as we communicate our goals to to the employees, we get to really be able to reach our vision much more quickly. So the role of HR are twofold. One is we make sure that everything is on track. That's why I mentioned keeper of the mission and vision. We make sure that the people are given the standards of the company, at least. Like I mentioned, government mandated benefits, safety and security. No one gets less than what they're supposed to be paid. Number one. And then we're the conscience of the organization. So we help employees reach their goals. Proper communication, proper discipline, proper uh, proper training and development, proper insurance that their performance is being recorded. So there. In order to maintain the employee, there are several things that you we need to make sure. Number one, you need to make sure that the employees are the right fit for the company. Meaning, when it comes to retention, employee acquisition, um, recruitment functions, when you that's the first part. You can't maintain someone if you bring him or her in and he or she is not fit for the company in terms of values, in terms of competencies, in terms of knowledge. Okay, so you make sure first that you bring in the right people. Now, when they're hired, once they start with you, um, number one, you make sure that you communicate the goals to the employees. An employee who does not know what he or she is supposed to be doing will lose sight of the company goal. It's just like probably in school. If the teacher doesn't tell you what project you're supposed to work on,
We don't know.
and at the end of the day expects you to come up with a perfect project, okay, that can't happen. That will not happen. So communicate your goals to the employee, and then you monitor the goals. Make sure that he or she is doing his function every day properly, and then once you rate him at the end of the performance period, some sort of rewards or incentives are given to an employee. It doesn't have to be monetary. A lot of people think that employees only stay because of high wages, good benefits, but really the employee stays because of a good environment, good work environment. People work well with one another. The company looks after the well-being of the employee, not just monetarily, but even physically through health cards, um, employee activities, um, birthday celebrations, something as simple as the president greeting the employee on his or her birthday is motivating enough already. You keep that in mind. It would help keep the employee. Now, a lot of people think that it's expensive to to maintain good employees, but it's even more expensive to attract new employees. That's why here in HR, we want to make sure that the people who we have right now and who are already experts in their job would not want to leave anymore. 6 months.
6 months.
6 months is the usual probationary period for any incoming employee. Once he's hired, like I mentioned, he or she knows what is told what is expected from him. I instituted a 3-month evaluation and then 5-month evaluation, so that there would be 2 times that the immediate superior would be able to tell the employee what he or she is doing well and what he or she needs to work on further. After 5 months, if the employee still does not reach to the level of expectation of his superior, we would be letting him or her go. But so far, all of our probies have been regularized over during the time that I've been here. Orientation training, yes, I just gave one to an employee I hired yesterday. So it was his day. It was his first day yesterday. Right now, given that our material is still being fixed, we kind of ended in, I think, in around an hour. Or giving him a quick orientation on the code of conduct, the usual policies and procedures of the company, and work expectations. Diversity training. We currently do not have any diversity training in our company. We I do have something stated in the code of conduct um, with regards to diversity, because it's something that's becoming a buzzword in other companies nowadays. You're familiar, of course, with diversity issues, gender issues, religion issues, and we make sure that no one discriminates here in this company, at least for um, how do you call this, for HR rules? Not yet. Okay. Well, read up on David Ulrich. He's one of the preeminent HR writers, at least for the field of HR. Well, he sees HR growing into 4 different roles. The first step is as an administrative expert. The second would be as an employee champion. The third would be as a change agent, and the fourth as a strategic business partner. Right now for HR, I'm still at level 1 as an administrative expert, because I'm making sure that first and foremost, all policies and procedures would really be set now. I do have a lot of plans, but being a one-person HR team is not really that easy for for a company such as ours. But we're getting there, because first and foremost, as HR, you need to be trusted by your employees. If there are some policies and procedures which would not benefit them, um, you wouldn't be able to motivate your employees. So be an admin expert first. That's my first role, my first goal. Once people know that you're after their welfare, you become an employee champion. So from an admin role, you become more relational now. A lot of companies say that people are the greatest resource of any organization, and policies and procedures will always be copied. You can always copy them, but people will remain a very important asset. It's the added value of companies. You would never be able to find another Brian in another company with the same set of skills and competencies and attitude. You wouldn't find me. You wouldn't find my boss in another company. It's hard to replicate people. So be an employee champion. The third is, you need to remember that we're living in a very fast-paced time right now. Technology changes every so often. Before it was every decade, now it's every month. Okay, you have something new coming out. Not just when I talk about technology, it also um, develops in technology for HR. So we need to show people that we are changing with the changing times. And being a change agent means that you are a driver of change for the company. And lastly, we need to be strategic business partners. For HR to be trusted, you need to be trusted not only by your employees but also by your management committee. If your management committee looks at you as a simple gopher, do this person, take down the minutes kind of person, do do these menial tasks. He wouldn't be strategic. He wouldn't be adding to the value of the company. As a strategic partner, I believe that HR would actually drive the company. Like I said, if you think people are the greatest resource, you need to make sure that that happens every now and then. And for March, we plan to have a quarterly general meeting. Other companies call it a town hall meeting for them to come together and review the company's goals at least quarterly. Summer, we're planning to have one major one for the company, and then we'll have several separate ones for each department. Right, for 2012, I believe they didn't have any team building activities. The last one was done in 2011.
Our analysis and recommendation are they should have a strong mission and vision to their company.
In terms of their selection and recruitment, they should have more employee in the HR department because they only have one employee for the HR department.
Second, they should have a proper health maintenance organization and they should have accident and life insurance in case of emergency.
Under the training development, they should organize cooperative training, governmental training, cross-training and lastly diversity training.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, I have to go.